What's up, Internet?
I'm Jenella.
And I'm a walking neckbeard.
You're stupid. Hi, I'm Jenella.
And I'm Mikey, the walking neckbeard. And this is his shelf.
Her shelf.
And today, we're coming to you with another dual book review. One that we both read a few months ago, kind of while we were still in the planning phases of this whole thing. So it's not quite as fresh in our memory, but we're going to try our best. And today's pick is Tampa. Ooh.
Ooh.
Hear that little connection we have there?
Yes, it's Tampa by Alissa, get this, Nutting.
You're going to steal my get this thing from the last one?
Stupid. Anyways, no, it's by Alissa Nutting, and look at this sweet cover.
What does that look like to you?
It's a buttonhole.
But what does it look like to you?
We're not going to say it. You know what you're thinking.
And you're thinking exactly right.
Yeah. This book I came across when I was on like a BuzzFeed article, and it was like, oh, if you like Lolita, then you'll love Tampa. And I was looking for it, and then when I was working at a bookstore, I kept looking for it whenever, seeing if it was going to come in, and it never came in, and I was super bummed. And then one day at work, randomly at my new place, I was like, I'm going to find this book. And so I went on to Barnes & Noble and found out that it was in San Jose.
It's like 30 miles south of us, so we went on a little adventure.
We did. That was fun.
It's the day that Ghost of a Watchman came out.
It was the day. It was.
It was.
Oh, memories. And I got it, and holy crap. Nothing was the same. I absolutely freaking love this book. Like, I recommended it to so many people. I recommended it to him and 2 coworkers, and they devoured it, which is why
this book has been passed around.
It has. This
is our sluttiest book, I think, that we have.
Stupid.
This book has been
passed,
used and abused.
Yeah, and it is so good. Okay, so I was never one like to really be very open about things that I really, really enjoyed reading about, besides like normal standard things. Like, I love reading mysteries, or I love reading this. I love reading really, really
fucked up things.
I really do. They make me happy inside. And so this is probably one of, if not the most fucked up books I've ever read, and I loved it. Loved it. So good. Basically, this book is about a teacher named Celeste Price, who is a middle school teacher. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. She's not like regular middle school teachers, I would hope. She's
got a little bit of a strange taste in her men. She likes her men 14 years old.
Yeah.
And preferably students of hers.
Yes.
And boy, does she get her way.
Yes, she does. And it is so good. I can't even now.
Stop covering your face.
I'm sorry. Even now, I can't even talk about it because I just get so flail arms about it. And oh god, it's so good. It's so messed up. Yeah, okay, so Celeste, she likes 14-year-old boys. Okay, that's weird. That's usually not normal. One would hope again. But the thing is that she doesn't just like 14-year-old boys. Like, she acts on these impulses where I feel like normal people, okay, maybe not normal people, but like somewhat kind of normal people will be like, hey, this is a problem. I probably shouldn't do this. But
she has none of that.
No, Celeste is like, screw it. I'm just gonna act on it.
She's like, fresh school year, time to
groom some 14-year-old boys for potential sexual exploits everywhere. And she does. And it's great. Well, it's not great, but it's gross. It's gross, but it's great. And so, yeah, so she's I don't want to give too much away about, like, the certain things that happen in the book, because, like, you have to read it to really, to get the...
Appreciate the absurdity and...
Get the holy shit moments.
Yeah.
But there's, so it's Celeste, and then the boy that she ends up grooming, if you will, which is, like, not, like, grooming, but, like, combing to be okay with the idea of a...
Kind of warming the boy up to a encounter with a 20-something-year-old new teacher, essentially.
Yeah, and his name is Jack Patrick. But his name is Jack, so we have Celeste and Jack. And they, she does. She grooms him, and they do things, and it is...
Lots of things.
Lots of things. And it's, like, so disturbing in so many moments that I was reading it, and I was like, oh my god. And I was so scared that they were gonna get caught, but then I was like, why am I scared that they're gonna get caught? Like, this is gross. But, I loved it. It was beautifully written, actually. I think the writing in it was really solid.
She's definitely one hell of a writer. That it's you get into... It's almost kind of freaky when you think about it. I feel like she portrayed the character of this sexual deviant so well. It's like, where did you get that from?
Yeah.
What's in your head right now? But no, it was seriously, you felt like this is a real person. This is a real thing happening, and it was just done so well. She created such a fucked up character, and with fucked up thoughts and fucked up just emotions, and it's absurd. It's seriously absurd, but it's so entertaining, and it's so ridiculously good. This book was... That's it. You can't even say anything.
There are no words for it.
It's so messed up.
And it's one that, when I was talking to some of my friends at work about it, I kind of had to be, one, careful about just leaving it around, because it's kind of an interesting cover, but I had to be very kind of cautious about how I would approach, people asking, like, oh, what are you reading? And you're like, oh, I'm reading about a 20-some-odd-year-old teacher who...
molests children.
Yeah, just the usual, nothing exciting. So I had to be kind of careful about it, which was really interesting and kind of weird at the same time, but It's
like you have a fake book on the outside so nobody sees what you're really reading.
Yeah,
it's one of those moments.
You
got the Playboys inside the Sports Illustrated kind of thing.
Yeah, no, that's how I really felt, though. And I there was a night where you and I both were out on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
We
were both reading two separate things, and she's reading this book, and
I'm just like...
Every other second, she's just like, oh my god! It was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, and it was...
ridiculous in such a good way.
But such a good thing.
You've written that book.
I know, I'd never manhandle books, but I gotta manhandle it. I gotta beat the shit out of it because it was so good. It needs to be beaten the shit out of. I don't know. It's been bad.
It's been bad.
So yeah, I don't want to give too much away in the whole book review, because really there's not that much to give away. Just know that there's a teacher and there's a 14-year-old boy. They do stuff, which leads to other stuff happening in their world, and their whole world just implodes and shit goes flying everywhere. That's the best way I can describe this book. Shit flies everywhere.
There is such a huge fan that this shit has hit.
Yes.
It is absurd the amount of shit that is flying off this fan, because it is bad stuff. Bad stuff.
I would have to give a little warning to, or what do they call that now?
Trigger warning?
A trigger warning. I'd have to give a trigger warning to it. One is that there is a lot of female sexuality in it, which can make a lot of people uncomfortable, which I found really interesting, because usually male sexuality is more discussed in books and things like that, at least in the books that I read, is more openly discussed, and you kind of are used to it, whereas female sexuality, not so much, which is why, anyways, that's a whole other thing. So that's why I think that this book... what's so great was that female sexuality was just like so out in the open about everything, but it's not like typical female sexuality. It's like really fucked up female sexuality, which is even more just weird. And
very, very explicit.
Very. There is a lot of things happening in this book that make you go, what the fuck? Who does that? Like, who does that? Remember the part with the desk and the fingers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who does that?
Who does that?
Just,
you don't know, but you'll know.
You'll know.
Because you should all be going out to your bookstore and buying this thing.
No
because
joke.
it is... You can say so many words to describe it. You can keep saying the same thing about how fucked up it is. Like, that's the only thing you're going to get out. Because it's that messed up.
But it's good.
It's so good.
It's so, so good. This is my biggest fangirl moment I'll probably ever have on this YouTube channel, is me fangirling over Tampa. Because it is everything that I love. Minus statutory rape.
What would you rate this?
I would rate this a solid 10 out of 10, which I never do. Even on my Goodreads, like, books that I love, I never give, like, 5 out of 5, ever. I'm not the type of person that's like, oh my gosh, this movie or this book was, like, so great, 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5. No, it's usually like a 4. Usually a 4. I'm usually about a B person. This book, solid 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, 100 out of 100. Solid. Shit.
I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna give it like 100%. That's like a solid A book though. That's like, you know, like 96%. You know, like you get the little rubber stamp. It says good job on it. Like that's the kind of book this is. It's definitely
a gold star book.
Gold star for sure.
Yeah, it's cute. I love it.
Go read Tampa by Alissa Nutting.
Please,
you'll make her so happy.
Please,
she wants everybody in the world to understand.
Read this book.
Just the things that she's feeling inside to this day. Even though we read this a couple months ago, she still dwells on this.
I do.
These feelings of just what happened is.
I know, it's true.
Still occupying her.
I get clammy.
She's getting clammy right now just talking about it. There's some clam going on there. She's got some wet palms. So
I'm so. Oh my god! Please go read it. Please go read it, and if you do read it, or if you don't read it, whatever, if you can't make it through it, if you only get through the first 10 pages, because it starts off even that quick, first 10 pages.
So absurd.
It's just, and, but write down what you thought about it, down below. Down there. And let me know what you thought. Are you fangirling as much as I did? Or do you like, Jenella, what did you make me read? I'm gonna have nightmares now. And I'm like, sorry. Whatever. Just read it.
I don't think it's going to give people nightmares. I hope it doesn't give people nightmares.
I know. Oh my god. But no joke, you have to read it. Please read it.
Tampa, Alissa Nutting. This has been His Shelf.
Her shelf.
We'll be back next week with a brand new video. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at HSHSBooks because His Shelf, Her Shelf was too long. And on Instagram, at His Shelf, Her Shelf. And on Facebook. And I think we're going to be setting up a website soon, so keep an eye out.
Word.
Thank you for watching.
Goodbye. He says goodbye. He's got a
2319! Ah! Okay, that's it. Like,
yeah. High five for that. Continue.